Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today, something a bit different for you. Today I'm going to be reacting to eGregious's Nintendo franchise tier list. Now, I haven't seen this, so I'm going to be reacting to this first time. I'm very curious as to where he's going to put stuff. I'll probably end up doing one of these of my own at some point. Yeah, he's literally like got this uploaded. I wanted to do a reaction to it because I thought it'd be kind of funny, and knowing what me and Greg are like, we do disagree. Like, we usually like the same stuff but disagree on it. So let's just, without further ado, let's just do this. I will put links for this video down below in the description when this video is done, and I will also put links to anything else that's related to Greg's channel and whatever he uses, Twitter or Facebook and all that stuff. So let's just turn him down a little bit and let's see how we go.
I've been seeing a lot of these tier lists lately, and I've never actually done one myself. At one point, I want to do a Metroid tier list.
Oh God. His Metroid tier list is actually not that bad, to be fair to him.
But before we do a Metroid tier list, I want to do just a Nintendo franchises tier.
Just so you guys know, whatever game he picks, I'm gonna try and guess where he's gonna put it before he puts it and see if we get it right.
And as you can see, I've already placed a lot of the ones.
You've not played Punch-Out. What the fuck, Greg?
I've not.
Also, why is there a Zelda thing in there?
Or I think are not applicable. I haven't made my own list here because it's just a lot of work.
Interesting.
Why would I go through work to make my own content? But really,
oh dear.
I'll just briefly go through these. Excite Bike.
You've not played Excite Bike. Play that game.
I have not played at all. I believe I've played a little bit of Punch-Out, actually.
Okay, I'll let you off. You have played a little bit.
I'm going to keep Punch-Out off the...
I've proved me wrong already.
Tiny bit. Famicom Detective Club have not played. Mystery Dungeon, unfortunately haven't played. Or any of them.
Not played either of those games.
Hull Deep.
You just skipped over Balloon Fight, for fuck's sake. Come on, man.
Not played. Brain Age, Cruisin'.
You've not played Brain Age?
Bayonetta I have played, but I don't really consider it a Nintendo franchise. I'm gonna keep that aside for now.
You know what? I agree. I think even though, because Nintendo didn't make them, but it only published the second and the third one. So maybe you can revisit this when the third one comes out.
Because we could still rate it. Fatal Frame, no. Mother, I have played a little bit.
I'll let you off. I've not played any Earthbound.
Of one of the games. I believe it was just Earthbound. And I don't feel like I've played enough to really rank it. It was only a few hours, and these are long games.
They are.
So that would just be unfair to the game for me to rank it. Kid Icarus, I have not played it.
None? Fair enough.
Mario vs. Donkey Kong, I have played this, but I consider this basically part of the Donkey Kong franchise.
Oh, dude, Mario vs. Donkey Kong is so different, but that's for another day.
Not Donkey Kong Country, which we've got separately on here, but basically part of Donkey Kong. So.
I'll agree with the first game. The first game absolutely is. The rest of them are much more puzzle heavy, but I see what you're saying.
So my opinion will rank to that. Zelda, for whatever reason, this one has twice on here, so I've just taken one off. Mario and Sonic have not played. Picross, I've played Picross, but not Nintendo's own Picross games, which I'm sure are great too. I do love Picross, actually.
The fact that I can already see Advance Wars is the second. If he's going to go through this list, how I think he is.
So yeah, I'm just going to jump into it. And first off, I want to address there's one missing thing from this list that wasn't there, and that's Wave Race.
Ooh. I don't know if Greg's played much Wave Race. I'm going to assume so. I think if he's going to put, he's going to put Wave Race in Nintendo's. Ooh, I was going to say B.
Why the hell do none of these tier lists have a Wave Race? I looked at a lot of these, but no Wave Race. So, Hull Deep Water. This is going to serve as my placeholder for Wave Race. I don't think Wave Race is an incredible franchise, but I think it deserves a place on this list. I'm going to put it at the C.
I guess so. I can't really disagree with it. I've only played a very small bit of Wave Race, but I do like it.
List. Just because, I think honestly, if I made an honest Nintendo tier list, there would be very few things below an A tier. but we're ranking this on the least exciting of Nintendo franchises. And let's be real, Wave Race is that game that you played because there weren't many other GameCube games out when the GameCube launched.
Oh,
so like,
the shade.
Blue Storm. And it was pretty fun.
The shade's already being
beautiful,
thrown.
Still beautiful today, I think. But let's be real, it's not up there with some of these greats. So Wave Race.
I don't know. I feel like Wave Race is probably better. It's probably in a B tier.
1080 snow.
Right. 1080 snowboarding. Is Greg the kind of person to be a snowboarding person? I'm gonna say no. I reckon this is going into C as well.
I'm actually gonna put this on the C tier alongside Color Deep.
This is a hell of a tune, though.
They're really cool games. I just don't. I'm not
Did you mean to do the pun there, Greg? Cool game, snowboarding?
that into Nintendo sports titles. Obviously, there's a lot of this is going to be my opinion. I think the things were so tricky to pull off. I'm more of a fan of like freeform. Like if I'm going to play like a skateboarding game, I don't want to press a load of button combinations like I'm playing a fighting game, you know? And from what I remember, 1080 had a lot of that. I still remember it being real fun.
I've never played
but
1080.
It wasn't my favorite franchise, and I wouldn't lament if they didn't bring back another one.
Oh boy. If he isn't putting this in at least A tier, I'm gonna be like, I'll be like, Greg, what you doing?
Advance Wars. Okay.
Also, Andy's Anthem, what he's playing right now, fantastic.
I'm gonna piss my friend Levi off. This is actually gonna go in the B tier.
How could you put it this low? How could you put it this low? How? How? Like, Advance Wars is so good. Okay, Greg, explain yourself, Greg.
This is tough. This is like a kind of a between A and B tier game. I really like the Advance Wars games, or at least the first one I played a lot of. But like
you're not explaining yourself. You're not winning me over.
It's not an incredible series up there with some of the greats, which I'll be listing. It's limited. I did play Advance Wars 1, Advance Wars 2. I think it was the Dark Dawn was the last one I played, and that's
Dark
the
Conflict.
one where it just kind of lost me.
So you didn't play Dual Strike then? I think you'd like Dual Strike.
There's only so far you can take Advance Wars as a concept before it gets boring. If I were making the next Advance Wars, what I would do is keep the battle tactical gameplay. That's great. Add some interesting outside of battle stuff. Like, you know, do what Total War or Heroes of Might and Magic are doing, where you're capturing places on like a world map. Now that would be really interesting instead of just sequential levels. That could make Advance Wars an A or even an S tier.
I understand what you're saying, to be fair, right? Like, the Advance Wars series is very formulaic. It's the only reason I would disagree with where he's put it right now is this bit of music that's playing in the background. The soundtrack really makes this game, which you can say that about a lot of games, but the simplicity of the gameplay as well, because some turn-based tactics games that come out can be very complicated. The good thing about Advance Wars is that it's very simple. It's not that it's not strategic. It's still just as strategic. There's a lot of units that have different abilities, and you have to think about, you know, that side of it. But as a new player, you have it's like you capture cities for money. You have your buildings. You have, you know, the places you make your units. And there are 2 different ways to win in pretty much most maps. There's a few extra ways. And I quite like that simplicity of it. The only reason I disagree with him putting it in B tier is I think the game's quality from the 4 games that got released, not including the remakes that are coming out, are consistently good. Like, consistently good. I think B tier, I can see why he's put it in there, but I think this is either S or A, I think, personally.
But let's move on.
Animal Crossing. I think Greg's going to put this in A tier. I don't think this is an S tier game, but I think he's going to put it in A tier.
Animal Crossing. I love this franchise. Animal Crossing is real fun. But for me, it's somewhere between a B and a C tier.
Oh!
It's just...
Oh!
It's limited.
Clearly, I do not know this man at all, except for 1080 snowboarding, which we've never talked about.
The latest one to come out was absolutely great in terms of the amount of content, but Animal Crossing is something you either love or you're just kind of ambivalent about. And I'm kind of ambivalent about it. So I'm going to have to be honest, and I'm going to put it in the C tier.
Oh, wow. Really? Like, I'm not an Animal Crossing guy. I don't know where I would put it because I haven't really thought about it. But C? Wow, that's that seems quite crazy, Greg.
You know, if you love it, you love it. Art Academy. See, I feel almost bad now. I should have put another tier because this doesn't really, it shouldn't really go in the same tier.
Art Academy, I don't know.
Art Academy, let's be real,
C?
it's a paint program. I did play it. I say play it. I used it a little bit.
C tier?
It's gonna go at the very bottom of the C.
Next to Animal Crossing.
Mario Baseball.
The fact that you've even played this.
This I actually have not played.
Oh.
So slapping it in there.
Oh. Donkey Kong. Oh, he split Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Country. Okay, this will be interesting.
Donkey Kong.
Right, Donkey Kong. I don't know what he's going to include in this. It's the arcade game and maybe the Game Boy game. I think he's going to stick it in B.
These are actually really solid platformers, even today. I played the Game Boy version of these. Obviously, it was originally an arcade game, I want to say.
Oh, Greg.
I'm not that old.
Greg. No, Greg.
History is a bit off. But, man, these are solid B games.
Right. If he puts Donkey Kong Country in B tier, I am going to lose my shit.
I really like, and again, I need to emphasize that this is I have to put some things in the C and the B tiers, but there's going to be a very crowded A
I can kind of get him behind
franchise.
putting Donkey Kong into B tier, like if he means the classic.
Donkey Kong Country.
Oh god, yes, mate, you've already won me over with Gangplank Galleon. Right now, put it in A tier.
I'm gonna have to put this in the A tier.
Oh, thank God! He was about to cause a riot then.
Despite me not being a huge platformer fan, these days Donkey Kong Country really set the bar for platformers. It really just is an incredible platforming series. It doesn't hit S tier because for me it's just a platforming game.
You're losing me, Greg. You're losing me. Don't just say it's just a platforming game.
And it doesn't do anything transcendent with the series. I should say I've not played the two newer games. I've not played Donkey Kong Country Returns or Tropical Freeze, which everyone effuses about. I would like to play them, but you know they're expensive. So if you want me to play them and review them, send me money.
All right, Greg. I'm gonna if you've still got a Wii or something, I tell you what, I will lend you them. I mean, I could buy you the one, but I have it. I have Returns on Wii U, not on Wii, and I have Tropical Freeze on Wii U. You definitely need to play these games. They are stellar.
And say this is for Donkey Kong Country Returns or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and I will play them. But I'm not willing to drop 40, 50 quid on something that's just a platform.
Oh, my heart. Right. Just for context for you guys, Donkey Kong Country is like my second favourite platforming series of all time. As much as I don't like Donkey Kong Country 3, 1, 2, Returns, and Tropical Freeze are some of the best platformers ever made. I strongly disagree with him saying just a platformer, but, it's his tier list. But at least he put it in A tier. I was worried he was going to put it below that, and this absolutely not, Greg. If you put it in anything lower than A tier, then you would have been wrong. Factually wrong, Greg.
Don't hate. I'm just not that big of a 2D platformer fan. But I think I'm going to go off list to say Mario, Super Mario, S tier.
Oh yeah, where else could it go?
You've got the classics. You've got Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3. Fantastic games, each very different. I think I would have to say, like, controversially, 2 is sort of my favorite, even though it's not a
I will say, as much as a lot of people like this Mario Galaxy music in the background, this would not be my choice to put behind this part.
proper Mario game of those 3. Because it's just so fun.
Well, everyone knows Mario Bros. 3 is my favourite Mario game at this point. But he's not wrong. Mario Bros. 2 is quirky and different and also has great music.
But, if, 3 is also amazing and is a very tight competition for that. I just have, honestly, for me, it's just nostalgia around 2 because I played a lot of 2. But I think 3 is probably the better game.
3 is the best game.
But you also have Super Mario World, which is fucking incredible. Probably my first Mario game, I want to say, that I played a lot of. I remember getting a SNES. I was like 10 or probably younger than that. Yeah, I was probably like 5 years old, and I remember playing the shit out of Mario World. I remember loving Yoshi. You get a cute little green dinosaur, and ever since then, I've always played Yoshi. And let's go even further, because then we get into the 3D. We get Mario fucking 64.
Oh boy, we'll come to that.
Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxies, and fucking Super Mario Odyssey. Like, let's be real, this is an S tier franchise.
Odyssey is probably the best 3D Mario game. I think people could disagree on that, but I strongly would say that Super Mario Odyssey is the best 3D Mario game. My favourite is probably 3D World, but I think Odyssey definitely is the best one.
You cannot knock the Super Mario Brothers franchise.
Also, at least he stuck it in S tier. Like, I'm so glad. Everything he said, pretty much, I agree with.
You just can't. And for me personally, best in the whole franchise,
Odyssey.
I gotta say.
If he says 64 here, I'm gonna go slap him.
It's gonna be Mario Galaxy, the original.
All right, okay, that is completely fair and a very, 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 very good game.
Mario Galaxy. What a fantastic game. Mario Galaxy 2 discarded the lovely big unlockable light up hub world, and that's part of the reason it doesn't get as high for me. But some people really love 2, and that's great.
Both really good games.
Anyway, moving on, Punch Out.
I feel like Punch Out is going to go in C tier here. I think Punch Out on the Wii is a phenomenal game because it's made by Next Level Games. Is Mario Strikers on this list? Oh, it is. I'm very curious to see where he puts that. But I think he's going to put Punch Out in C rank.
I've only played a little bit of this briefly, so I don't know if this should really go in the haven't played folder here. But I've played a little bit, and it's going to go into the C tier because it's not... It's in front of Art Academy, but it's a really, really basic game. It's like dodge, punch, fun little arcade game. Don't get me wrong.
I guess if he's only played the first one.
There are things on this list that just... You can't put Punch Out in the same category
Careful, my friend. Watch your next words carefully.
as Advance Wars.
Okay. I'm totally fine with what he just said.
Or Donkey Kong Country, you know? So Dr. Mario.
This is a B tier franchise.
This is also going to be a C tier.
I don't think it's should be that low down, but let's see what you say.
For me, I like Dr. Mario. It's a fun, cute little puzzle game, but again, it's quite simple, and it's a distraction. I'm going to put it... I'm not, like, ordering all of these, really, but just for myself...
This music is fantastic. Fever and Chill is so good.
Let's do a little bit of ordering here. 1080, Wave Race. So at the top of the C, we've got Animal Crossing here. And then Dr. Mario. Fire Emblem is a fantastic series.
I think he's going to put this in... Oh, was it A or B? I think he's going to put this in A.
It's not always been transcendent, but this is a solid...
Not in front of Donkey Kong Country, buddy.
This is a solid A tier for me.
Right. Fire Emblem, when it came to Game Boy Advance, is the same guys that did Advance Wars. I can tell you right now, I would definitely have Fire Emblem and Advance Wars in the same tier. Probably both in A. Mainly because I think Advance Wars has better music than Fire Emblem. As much as I love Fire Emblem, I think Fire Emblem is fantastic. Advance Wars being that more modern setting, it's a little bit simpler, it's less RPG. I think Advance Wars for me personally would be ahead of Fire Emblem, but they would be in the same tier.
I think that's a good place for it. Great franchise.
I also don't know which Fire Emblem games Greg's played.
Can be a frustrating franchise to play at times, and I gotta admit, as much as I love the ideas behind it, I bounced off 3 houses pretty hard.
What?
Pretty early on, because a lot of them just lead into kind of tedium, and I think a lot of people who are fans of the Fire Emblem series these days are kind of, they just like the character designs.
I can see what you're saying here. I didn't bounce. I actually really liked the story in the game, and I thought the combat was phenomenal. I will say that I think the best Fire Emblem games are probably Awakening, and Fates was pretty good, though that was kind of mixed. And Sacred Stones was really, really good. There's a lot of good Fire Emblem games.
It's a lot. They buy it for the character designs. Sorry, not sorry.
Fire Emblem Three Houses has a great soundtrack, and I do think the systems of like upgrading people and training them was really, really cool. But I can appreciate that it is definitely not going to be for everybody.
Let's move on before I get serious hate.
This is easily an A tier franchise. F-Zero. I think he's going to put it in B tier.
F-Zero. I really like this franchise, and I really want Nintendo to revive it. This is a B tier for me.
Yeah, that's where I thought you'd put it.
One of the few racing games that I'm interested in.
I would say it's an A tier, I think.
Wave Race, I would take this over Mario Kart. F-Zero is just super fun. Even though it's not going that fast in literalness, it gives you that feeling of
sense of speed.
Like a crazy pod race. And
the track design in GX is so good.
My favorite racing game. It's probably not. I could probably think of one I prefer more given time, but
F-Zero is fantastic, man.
Game & Watch.
I didn't even realize this was on the list. Game & Watch? I wouldn't even put this with stuff. I think Game & Watch is his own thing. Even though there's so many of them, I wouldn't say it was necessarily a franchise, but C, I guess, is where he's going to put this.
This is going to have to go in, I think, the not applicable category. Although I've played a few of them, I've not played enough of them. I don't really think that necessarily counts as a franchise.
I agree.
It's more of a medium, you know? I don't think Game & Watch... It's a bunch of mini games, and they're cool, but I'm not going to put them in the same category as these other
But
things.
we can all agree Mr. Game & Watch has got more character than most characters in games these days.
Golden Sun.
I haven't played Golden Sun. I got a feeling Greg's going to put this in A. No. Yeah, I think he's going to put it in A. We'll go with that.
I love Golden Sun. I was going back and listening to some of the music in preparation for this video because I want to put some of the music in the background, and damn, some of that music slaps. Great RPGs. And it's not just a great battle system, it's great exploration. You get to use your psychic abilities out in the field to like move trees and solve puzzles. Fantastic series. I
know this music.
I'm bordering on putting it on S tier. Yeah, fuck it. I'm putting it.
Golden Sun over Donkey Kong Country. Let's just take that in. Golden Sun over Donkey Kong Country. I can understand it being over Fire Emblem. I can understand it being over Advance Wars and F-Zero, but Donkey Kong Country. Oof.
An S tier, man. With Golden Sun, it might not be as up there with some of my other S tier picks, but it's a goddamn amazing franchise. Mario Golf.
Mario Golf is all over the place. I think this is B tier.
I actually have not played.
Oh. I was definitely thinking he was putting that in B tier then.
I'd like to play the new one, but I have not played this series.
Alright, Kirby's coming up. I think Kirby is going in A tier. Alright, when he puts Kirby in there.
Kirby. Oh, my little lizard, he's eating greens. Kirby.
You better put this in A tier.
I mean, I think, man, like Kirby Superstar alone really skews this placement. If I had to put just Kirby Superstar up here, it would be an S tier.
Come on, it's an A tier. It's A tier minimum. If he puts any lower than that, it's crazy.
Kirby is an S tier series.
You know what?
Kirby
I
is
could
an
agree with
S-tier
that.
series because you get to create. You get to like swap all of these power-ups. You get all these cool powers and abilities, and then you get to like play it co-op with your friends. What's not to love? That was my biggest complaint with Forgotten Land. That I played the demo and realized, you know, it's co-op, but your partner only gets to be spear waddle-dee or bandana
That is
waddle-dee.
true.
You don't get all the powers. That brought it down for me. That could have knocked it down to an A tier. But let's be real. You can't.
Let's also be real. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is winning Game of the Year this year. I don't care what anyone says. There is no game that is going to beat Kirby and the Forgotten Land for its Game of the Year. Mark my words.
The Kirby. You just can't knock the Kirby. He's an S tier game. He goes in the S tier. Luigi's Mansion.
Ooh, B tier. You gonna put it in B tier? I haven't really played me Luigi's Mansion, but I think he's gonna put it in B tier.
I've only played the first Luigi's Mansion, so this might not be a fair placement. I really liked the game. Fantastic gameplay.
B tier.
Very short, but very sweet. So this is for me verging between A and B tier. Perhaps unfairly, because I haven't played the other games, I'm gonna put it in B tier.
I think that's fair.
It's a very high B tier. You know, Advance Wars is in B tier, F-Zero and Donkey Kong are in B tier. This is not a weak tier by any means. This is not the C tier. This is for Nintendo franchise. Mario and Luigi.
Okay, these games, I've played a couple of them. I think are some of the best RPGs. I will say this now, the fact that he's put Golden Sun in S tier, I would take Golden Sun and put it down in A and put Mario and the Mario and Luigi stuff into there. There's a couple of games that are quite weak in the franchise, but where's Greg gonna put these? I don't even know if, like what he's played of these, but I think he's gonna put these in B tier.
Wow.
Fucking awesome choice. This is the best battle music ever, by the way.
This has got to go in A tier for me.
Higher than I thought.
I'm gonna put it below Fire Emblem. But this is a fantastic franchise. Some people like this more than Paper Mario. I really like them. I wish they would release. I think are they
one of the
releasing
best
some of these
battle
on Switch
scenes,
now? Because
battle
they should.
styles.
Yeah, no. They haven't released these games on Switch yet, which is a real shame. I thought Bowser's Inside Story might have gotten the release, but that was the 3DS re-release. Real shame. Because that Bowser's Inside Story is the one that I haven't finished. I want to say. I think I
played 3 of the
most
games.
of the second game.
Played first one,
Great
second one,
series.
and
I would love to see more
Paper Jam.
RPGs just like Mario and Luigi. My lizard's been very noisy. Next up, Mario Bros. I'm not going to put this separately to the Mario.
oh, it's
series.
Mario Bros. I didn't see that.
I'm assuming they're talking about like the original arcade
Mario Kart's coming up though.
games, which is more of a versus game. They were all right, but I don't think that they deserve to be on this list. You know, I'm up with things like Metroid and, you know, Paper Mario. Mario Kart.
This has to be S tier. This is like Nintendo's best franchise, like in terms of sales.
Now this is going to be controversial. I know this
Okay, so he's putting it in B tier.
already, but I'm just not that big of a fan of Mario Kart games. For me, it goes below F-Zero in the B tier. I think these games are fun.
The problem is that everyone's got their own memories for Mario Kart. Like I hate Mario Kart 64, so that would already drop it down. And I grew up with the SNES one, but I can respect that the SNES one, the N64 one, and the Game Boy Advance one aren't that great. Double Dash still holds up really well. Mario Kart Wii holds up really well. Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart DS are all fantastic games. I could understand if you put this in A tier. I think B tier personally is a little bit too low, just because like everyone and their mum loves Mario Kart. But you know, see what he's got to say.
Fun when you've got your casual normie friends around for multiplayer. always have a Mario Kart, but they get pretty boring for me. I haven't played one seriously since Double Dash, which brought in that necessary extra vivre for me to enjoy it. But ever since then, they've kind of brought it back because people didn't like the extra layer of complexity. They didn't like the innovation. And I think for me, that was the last time that the Mario Kart series really tried something fun and interesting and out there. And since then, like, they've just been like greatest hits Mario Kart. You know, classic. Don't try too hard. Be boring, because you need to appeal to regular folks.
I'd strongly disagree. All right. Super Mario Maker is one of the best things Nintendo has brought out in a very long time. On the Wii U era was Splatoon, which is also one of the best things they brought out in a very long time. If you put this in B tier or C tier, Greg, I will be very disappointed. I think you're going to put it in B tier, but it doesn't belong there. This is minimum A tier.
Super Mario Maker, I have not played.
All right. You're off the hook.
It looks pretty awesome from what I've seen of Donkey's videos, for instance, but I have not played it, and I cannot rate it fairly. Mario.
Oh god, Mario Party is such a hit and miss game. I think this goes in B tier with Mario Kart. I think it's that type of. That's where I think he's gonna put it.
Party.
Because it's that kind of game.
I love this series, but it hasn't always been quality, has it? No. This series has had some serious ups and downs, and even in the newest game, which is fantastic, there's some mini games that are just like jank, or like there's absolutely nothing to them. And I'm like, if this is the best of, you're still gonna put these jank mini games in here? Come on.
B tier then.
Mario Party goes in the B tier.
Yeah. I do appreciate the fact that he's got Advance Wars as his highest rated B tier game, which is weird but great.
There's some other fantastic games. Not because I don't love the series, but because it's admittedly like not the best quality game series. Now we get to the good shit.
S tier. Because he's gonna put both Metroid and the Prime series in S tier, or he's gonna put the Metroid series in S tier and the Prime series in A tier.
Metroid. You all know how I feel about Metroid. Metroid goes in the S tier.
I'm probably gonna repeat myself when I do this eventually, but Metroid is one of the most underrated Nintendo series in terms of like atmosphere, characters. There's so much stuff that this franchise does that none of their other franchises do.
And you'll notice here that we've got a separation between Metroid and Metroid Prime. Let's just get them both out of the way, because let's be obvious, they're both S tier franchises.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
consider
thought.
them one and the same for the most part, but let's go into each. I'm not a fan of the original NES Metroid. I have tried many times to complete it, but it is a fucking painful game to play in this day and age. But every other Metroid game that I have played, which is all of them except
Samus Returns,
Federation Force, and Samus Returns for the 3DS. I played the Game Boy version of it. I've played all of them. They're all fantastic, and I will go into my own tier list of the Metroid games.
Dread is the best Metroid game.
Does Metroid go before Metroid Prime trilogy?
Yes.
Yes, it does. As much as some of the Metroid Prime games could well be at the top of my list if I ranked them individually. It's, you know, this Metroid, it includes Metroid Fusion, it includes Metroid Dread.
Metroid Dread is the best Metroid
as
game.
incredible as the Prime series is. In fact, we've got to put this in order, right? So, you know, Metroid is top of my S tier currently. Nintendo, I don't know what the fuck this is going to be, so we're just going to put it over here.
Elite Beat, I don't. Has he played this?
Would it include things like Wii Sports, perhaps? Have we got a Wii Sports or Switch Sports in here? Let's call
If this is the Wii Sports stuff, this is B tier.
this the Wii Sports and the Switch Sports shovelware category, and let's put it in C. They're not shovelware. That's being unfair. I would even put them below.
You want to put Wii Sports in C tier? Like, I can't get on board with that one. Like, it's not A or S tier for sure, but like it's B tier at least. Like those games are, or at least the original Wii Sports and like Wii Play and Wii Sports Resorts and stuff. They're a lot of fun. Very, very casual, but very a lot of fun. They're definitely not down there in C tier, man.
Crossing, because some of those games were pretty fun, but it's not, you know, it's not transcendent. I keep using that word, but what I'm trying to describe.
Look, if you don't think Nintendo Switch Sports is better than fucking, is like, you know, blowing people's minds, you know, none of that Elden Ring stuff, Greg. None of that Elden Ring stuff. They want to play Switch Sports, all right, and you know it. You know it in your heart of hearts.
There is, you know, a game that really goes next level and makes your brain light up with new ideas and really cool stuff. Does something cool and interesting. Whoops, you have to cut that out.
Where's
there?
Where's Game Builder Garage, Greg? Garage.
Elite Beat Agents, and by extension, the Owendan series. I've not played Owendan, but I have played Elite Beat Agents, and this is a fantastic rhythm game. I love it.
C tier though.
Elite Beat Agents goes in the B tier.
Are you crazy?
I played a lot of Elite Beat Agents back in the day.
Still after Advance Wars though. This is like actually blowing my mind.
Fortunately, a lot of these old games that are only on the handheld games, I've gotten old and my hands can't handle staring. My eyes and my hands are old. I can't be staring at a tiny little screen anymore.
You're not that old, Greg.
It is hard to play those games these days. It's a tiny little tapping. 3DS would be easier, but I would really like for them to re-release some of these games on the Switch. Okay, now we get to the real.
Okay, Paper Mario. The first three were really good, and after that it went downhill. So this, I think he's gonna put this in. I actually don't know which Paper Mario games you've played, Greg. B tier.
Well, you know, Metroid was real, but Paper Mario. Man, the only question here is whether Paper Mario goes before or after Metroid. That's how much I love.
You clearly haven't played the newer Paper Mario games, have you?
The Paper Mario games. There is so much creativity, so much fun, and it's like one of, if not the best RPG series I've ever played. Upgrades feel choice-driven and like chunky. You go from 1 damage to 2 damage. That's huge. It's not like 117.5 damage like in other RPGs. You're not getting plus 5% equipping all these crappy little plus 5% damage, plus 5% magic damage, plus 3% range damage. No, you get 1 goes to 2 on Mario's hammer or his jump, and you get cool and interesting sidekicks with their own unique abilities and upgrades that feel meaningful, that matter. I should say that I'm basing this on the first 2 Paper Mario.
Okay. Thousand Year Door. I didn't like Paper Mario the first one. I got lost at one point and never went back to it. Thousand Year Door is fantastic. Super Paper Mario is a very different game, but I also really like it. Some of the coolest moments in that game. And then after that, it kind of went downhill. So, based on the first 2 games, I can see why you'd put this in S tier, but it's not a very consistent franchise.
Games, I played very little. Well, I played not all of Super Paper Mario, and I haven't played Sticker Star or the ones since. I should probably give them the time of day, but there are so many games coming out these days, so many more games, but I haven't had a chance to yet. Nonetheless.
Ooh, Pikmin. Greg does like RTS. I think he's going to put Pikmin in B tier.
Paper Mario is an S tier franchise. Moving on to Pikmin. Pikmin is really fun. I really like Pikmin. A lot of creative ideas there. I haven't finished Pikmin 3. I want to say there's only Pikmin 1, 2, and 3.
I've not finished any of them. I do need to get
really
3.
love those games. I'm gonna say A tier, bottom of the A tier, but incredible games.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I
can get behind that.
My time spent in those games.
Yeah,
Pilot Wings.
Where are you putting
I've
this?
not played the series.
Oh, okay. Pilot Wing, the first Pilot Wing game's the only one I've played, and I will say that game is charming as all hell. Might not hold up that well, but it is charming.
I don't think it's a classic Nintendo franchise. I really feel like that's one I should play. You know, they always talked about it in the Nintendo magazines back in the day. Pilot Wings 64. I love piloting and aviation games. Spoilers, but Pilot Wings.
Pilot Wings is great.
Pokemon.
See, I know where I would put Pokemon on this. I'm gonna say Greg's gonna put it in A.
I was mulling this over yesterday when I was thinking about making this tier list because Pokemon is I want to put Pokemon in the B tier because it's been so uninnovative throughout a majority of the series. Red came out, they made huge leaps forward into Gold and Silver. Ruby and Sapphire were still fun and fresh, and then the next few were just kind of like they didn't really change much, just very, very small, mostly cosmetic iterations. And I just wasn't a fan past that. But let's be real, it started from such a good base, and that's why they didn't have to change much. Pokemon is still an A-tier franchise.
Not above Donkey Kong Country, it ain't.
And to their credit, they have started innovating again.
They have, yes.
Because I include things like Pokken in this, because Pokken it's still part of the Pokemon franchise. Pokken was really
if you're not going to put mystery, like you got Puzzle League, no, not Puzzle League. You've got whatever the mystery dungeon stuff is there. I don't think Pokken counts as a mainline Pokemon. Like you could probably put Arceus in there, but I think a lot of the spin-off games. I think Pokken's its own thing.
I spent a lot of time playing that. It was just a really fun, creative fighting game where the characters weren't all just normal humans, waddling back and forth and doing little jabs. No, these motherfuckers were monsters.
I'm very curious where he's going to put
energy
Smash.
attacks and flame attacks and all kinds of, even the close-up fighters were real cool. I played Weavile, I want to say, in that game. And it's just a super
Pokken is really good though.
Little weasel fighter, which was awesome. Puzzle League.
I've not played.
Rhythm Heaven. Have not.
Oh, Greggy boy, you need to play Rhythm Heaven. That game is fucking hilarious. That's a very solid franchise.
Played. Super.
There is only one league. This is S tier. If he doesn't put this in S tier, it's like he's just wrong.
Smash Brothers. Now the list is real. Super Smash Bros. We know this is going to be high, right? Because I'm not an idiot. Super Smash Bros. Goes at the top of the S tier.
For a second there, I was like, I'm about ready to go around and knock on his door and be like, man, we can't be friends anymore.
Because as much as I love Metroid, Super Smash Bros. Is a legendary franchise, a legendary series. This, it's probably the best fighting game series there is, in my opinion.
Just if anyone wants to know, Smash Ultimate's almost hit 30 million sales. The best-selling fighting game ever.
And I really like fighting games. But, people knocked on Brawl, but I still played the shit
Brawl
out
was
of it.
great.
I played the shit out of every single Smash Brothers game. Probably the one that I've played the least is the Switch one. Just because I've already played the shit out of this franchise. But I still got a lot of hours in it.
Ultimate is the best game ever made.
If someone wants to play a fighting game with me, if someone wants to throw down, we're bringing out Smash Bros. What more can be said? Next up, we have Splatoon.
Fantastic franchise. I really like the first one. I don't know what Greg played. I can't remember. I assume he had a Wii U, but I can't remember what. I think he's going to put this in A.
And I've not played Splatoon 2. I kind of didn't like that they closed the game service for Splatoon 1 so fast. I was one of those few people that bought a Wii U, and I felt so burned when the Switch came out that I didn't buy a Switch for 2 years. It also obviously had to just do with money. But
that's so unfortunate.
That's an aside. Splatoon, from the one game that I played, is a really fun game. This would go at the bottom of the A or at the top of the B tier. I'm gonna put it in the B tier
It's still,
next to Advanced
it's
Wars.
still putting it after Advance. I don't understand this. Like, I genuinely was expecting Advance Wars to be shunted down. All this stuff that he thinks Advance Wars is better. I have to respect this man.
Here. I still feel bad putting Advanced Wars here in this B tier. But
Move
you
it.
know, it's at the top of the B tier.
No, move it to A.
Splatoon, really fun game, really innovative. I'm not a huge fan of shooting games, but if you make it into a game where you can travel through the floors by turning into a squid, and the game is about painting the walls and all of this other strategy instead of just bang bang reload, bang bang hide behind.
I think
things,
Splatoon
respawn.
probably an A,
Splatoon is so much more fun than other shooting games.
but I can
Even
respect
like
that.
Overwatch.
Splatoon's great.
I think I would put Splatoon. You know, there's a reason I'm a Nintendo fan. I don't like the traditional stuff. I like innovation. I worship at the shrine of innovation. This list is actually looking more balanced than I thought it would. I thought this would be very A tier heavy. But this is going.
Oh boy, Star Fox. A tier? I mean, most of the Star Fox games I think are good.
Well, but let's change that up a bit. Star Fox. Star Fox is a great franchise, and I was debating this one as well earlier. But like Star Fox 64 is still such a great game.
I've not played it.
Short.
Not played
There
Star
was
Fox
so much
64.
going on in it.
Played the first
So
one.
many hidden paths, so many branches and little things
And a bit
to
of
find.
Assault. And the DS
So
one.
much replayability. To this day, I don't think I got everything in Star Fox 64. I didn't get all of the trophies, although I tried. There have been some games in the series that haven't been quite so great. I liked the adventure game, Star Fox Adventures.
Played a bit of that too.
Not up there with Zelda, but I thought it was a pretty solid game for the time. One of the underrated games that I really liked was Star Fox Assault.
Yeah, I played a bit of that.
That game let you jump out of the Star Wing and run around on foot. That
Fake Nintendo fan, get out.
felt like the evolution of the series that I wanted.
Oh man.
It let you kind of have a few more open stages where there was a bit more choice, a bit less on rails, and that's what I'd always wanted for the Star Fox series. Star Fox Assault is still kind of my top Star Fox game.
Yeah,
But
I should
then
play that.
We got Command, which was fun. I enjoyed it, but obviously limited by being a DS game. And then we got Star Fox Zero, which I've not played, but I have seen a fair bit of analysis on it, and it's a shame that it didn't get the polish that it deserved.
I need to play Star Fox Zero. I should buy that
And
game.
it's a shame because it's Miyamoto's last major project that I'm aware of. These days, I feel like they kind of trot him out to give advice and things, but I don't know how active Miyamoto
The problem with Star Fox is the same problem with F-Zero. They keep trying to do dumb shit with it, and they just need to make solid games. Like, we don't get enough of these games. Just make solid things. They don't need any crazy gimmicks.
realistically is in the development of games, but it seemed like he was fairly involved in Zero. But maybe he's not aware that kids these days they care more about polish and quality of life than innovation, which is something that I lament. I wish I could play the games and sort of judge it for myself, but again, cash, Skrilla. Yeah, it is a shame.
I think quality of life's
shame,
important,
I'd
though.
love to see a return to form for Star Fox. But yeah, Star Fox goes in the bottom of the A tier.
Yeah,
I
that's where I
spent
thought
a
you were
long
going to put
time
it.
talking about that without actually placing it. Yeah, bottom of the A tier.
That's where I thought you were going to put it.
In fact, no, Star Fox goes right here.
Not over Donkey Kong Country.
Goes right there. I'm a big fan of flight games, and Star Fox is one of the best I've played. Up there with, maybe not quite up there with Rogue Squadron.
Oh, good
and
game.
Star Wars flight games.
Strikers. I know Greg likes these. I think he's going to put it in A.
No. Something more topical. Super Mario Strikers.
Or Mario Smash Football if you're in the UK.
As mentioned in the other video, I think I've only played one of these, and I can never remember which one it was. But from what I played of Strikers, it was a really fun
Great game.
Mario sports game.
Great
One
game.
of my favorite Mario sports games, which, as you can probably guess from this list, this is going to be going in the B tier. I'm just deciding where it goes in this B tier. I mean, I think realistically it goes at the bottom, and I'd probably put Donkey Kong just above that. Because it's a really fun, solid game, but it's not up there with some of the rest of the Nintendo franchises, right?
By the way, Battalion Wars is missing off this list. I guess you could include that with Advance Wars.
Super Mario All-Stars. Why are we putting this separate? I've already gone over Mario games. Mario Tennis.
Mario Tennis is going in B.
This, like Strikers, goes in the B tier because I love tennis. But it's now I feel bad if I've put Animal Crossing in the C tier. I feel like I need to put this up. Yeah, I feel like I need to crowd the B tier a bit more. I'm shifting some of these around. I'm putting Animal Crossing.
I think that makes more sense.
Here.
Because look at all these games that I didn't realize that Greg liked Advance Wars as much as I thought he did. Like, I didn't think he really... I knew Greg liked Advance Wars, I just didn't think he liked it that much. The fact that he's put all of these other games under Advance Wars, actually shocking.
I'm looking at this now and thinking, how... Like, I've loved these games, but I've played Animal Crossing more than most of these games. You know, realistically, it's a game that fits into a day-to-day life well. You can play Animal Crossing on the bus, you can play it whenever you're too tired to play a real game. You know, you just run around and pick up some weeds and talk to some villagers. It's crazy that they made it work, a game that everyone would have rejected. Animal Crossing is just so
apparently
good.
Advance Wars is better though, according to
this. This is a real weird one to find on this tier list because it's it's like one of these games, and I want to say there's some other, like there's Hotel Dusk, which
it's one of these ones, is it?
Same franchise. It's by the same developer, I want to say. But it's like I played it, and it was cool, but is it a franchise? I wouldn't say so. If I was going to put it up here, I'd probably put it in the B tier. But I don't consider it.
I recognize the name
really
of that
a
game.
Nintendo first-party franchise.
Trading card game. That's
Same
like
as
A tier.
While we're here, you know, let's go over Bayonetta, because I'm not going to put it in any of these. But if I was going to, if it was a Nintendo first-party franchise,
B tier.
I think it would go. It's got to be S tier.
Oh.
I think if it was going to be up here, it would go at the bottom of the S tier, or just above. I think I would put it here.
Interesting.
But it ain't going.
I didn't think.
Where else
Didn't know.
did I not rank that could possibly?
Game and Watch
rank
S tier,
up there?
obviously.
I think that's it for games I've actually played in this category.
Oh, Game and Watch probably includes Game and Watch Gallery. If it includes Game and Watch Gallery, those games are fantastic.
So what else? Pokemon TCG.
Is this the battle music you're about to play, Greg? Because this is also one of the best battle musics in any game.
This is another very odd one to find on this list. I do not consider this
This game is S tier. There's no debating it.
a franchise. There's only one of them, right? Yeah,
No, there's two.
looked
There's
it up.
two.
There was only one.
One
I
is
don't
in
think
Japan.
that makes a franchise necessarily. If I did have to rank it,
S tier.
it was a really solid, fun game. I would put it in the B tier. And I would put it higher if the game was longer and had more choices involved. But I really love the shit out of that game, and I don't know why they haven't made more of those. Cause
Music is so good.
Probably because it would cut into the sales of the actual cards. But if they released another one, I would play the shit out of that. I would buy that. Wario Land.
A tier.
I
I don't think he's going to put it in A tier. I think he's going to put it in B. But
feel like I've played a little bit of these at some point in my life, but I don't have enough memory of them to play them. I think I've barely.
you just saved yourself there, Greggy boy, because they are some quality platformers, like top tier. The one on the Wii, in my opinion, is the best platforming game on the Wii over Galaxy. Right? Wario Land Shake Dimension is fantastic.
Played them. I really wanted to get the 3D one, Wario World. Friends will know that I was like making a rant on Facebook about. You need to re-release some of these titles on Switch because I want to play Wario. Yeah. They should
The
do
worst
that so
one,
I can
apparently.
play them because they look like fun, silly.
They're
games.
fucking amazing.
Like the concept that Wario is invincible, kind of like Yoshi's Island, which we'll be getting to. WarioWare.
I think he's going to put this in C tier, but these games are hilarious.
This is a very hard one to rank. WarioWare games are fun, but in my experience, brief and short-lived.
Mm.
I played one of them, probably the first or the second, very extensively. And they're a pretty awesome franchise, I'm going to be real.
I'll put it in B.
Do I follow my gut and put it in the A tier above even things like this? Above even advanced?
I mean, the thing with WarioWare is their quality. There isn't really a bad WarioWare game, but they are like, you crack them out, you play them for about half an hour, and you play something else.
Advance Wars?
Put Advance Wars in A tier, for fuck's sake.
I'm almost thinking about pushing Advance Wars up now,
Yes! Come on.
but I'm not going to.
Oh, Greg.
But I am going to put WarioWare in the A tier.
How?
Just barely above Advance Wars, because they are so cool and unique and so full of ideas in every game.
Advance Wars, though.
There's all these unique ideas, and
He's not wrong.
it suits my ADHD brain.
They are
so much
creative
more
games. Very creative
than
games.
Advance Wars, because it's just, you know, I love the way the minigames speed up rapidly. I love the way they remix them all. I was only able to play the demo for the new one. But from what I played, it was really fun.
The new one is great. It's very silly.
And if I had the money to just buy all the games I wanted to buy, I would absolutely buy the shit out of the latest WarioWare. But anyway, Xenoblade.
Right. Greg's going to be very torn on this because I know that... I can't remember if he played the first one. I think he did. I think he liked it, but he hated the characters in the second one. So I think he's going to put Xenoblade in B tier.
This is not a Nintendo franchise. Again, a lot of people are putting this in these tier lists. I do not consider it a Nintendo franchise. It's been on Nintendo consoles, so, you know, fair enough.
Oh. No, it isn't Nintendo's franchise. If you're thinking Xenogears or the other one, definitely not. But Xenoblade is a Nintendo franchise. It's made by Monolith Soft. Nintendo publish it. It's specifically just for the Nintendo consoles.
A Nintendo franchise than Bayonetta, because Bayonetta is straight up third party. It's been on multiple consoles with the exception of 2.
I'm going to assume Greg just doesn't know that these games are specifically just the Xenoblade Chronicle games. So 1, 2, X, and 3. They are absolutely, because Nintendo own Monolith. So the Xenogears and the Xenosaga stuff, that's, you know, that was back when they did it for, I think, Square and Namco. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm just going to assume he doesn't know, but that is absolutely a Nintendo franchise. They own Monolith.
And now 3. Xenoblade Chronicles, I think, has only been on the Nintendo consoles, but I want to say the rest of the series. This is stemmed from Xenogears. Look, Xenogears, Xenosaga. These are like PS1 games, PS2 games. I even played Xenosaga.
Yes, but I think the linking of them is so... I think Chronicles... I could be wrong, you know, because I've not played them, but I think Chronicles onwards, so all the Chronicle stuff is completely different. The Xenoblade part of it, like, it's like just a similar name, but I'm pretty sure they're not anything to do with it. I know that Cosmos does turn up in as like an extra character in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but spoilers, by the way. But yeah, I maybe we see these things differently. I definitely disagree with this. This is absolutely a Nintendo franchise.
And just like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it was very much a weeb game that relied on character designs, I think.
He's not wrong, but he's also wrong. It's hard with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because there is some amazing character moments in that game, but the character designs, yeah, they're a bit all over the place.
But there's a lot of these, you know, you talk about Final Fantasy and some of these classic RPGs. Yes, they're very Japanese. Yes, they're a little bit anime. But then you get into the real weeb games, and I count all the Xeno games as in that category, because you look at the fucking character design for Cosmos, and then you look at like Look at Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the character designs. This is getting to real weeb shit. Anyway, if I did consider it a Nintendo
Once this video's done, I'm gonna have to go and have a conversation with him, I think.
franchise, where would I put it? Based on the one that I played a little bit of, Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh, great game.
I'd probably put it in A or no. For me, it would be a B tier, because like this could have been an incredible sublime game. This game could have been S tier, and then they brought in the fucking annoying kid characters and the annoying little
Nopon. Is it Nopon that they're called?
monster cat thing characters. It's like, I don't have a problem with little cute cat things, but don't make them a main character so I have to constantly put up with them. Make them a sidekick, you know? I don't want to put up with that shit.
I think you need to play Xenoblade Chronicles, man. Like, play more of them.
Video games, I can't handle it. You build up this serious sci-fi world, like hard sci-fi. We come here from another planet. We barely survived, and then you make 50% of the dialogue from like bratty, annoying kid characters. Like they've always got to do like the 15-year-old genius hacker girl, which is, you know, let's not even get into that shit here. Why people like those characters so much? And then you get the fucking cats, the weird cat things. And based on what I've seen of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I really don't want to play it.
Man, you need to play Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition if you're not going to play 2.
They had a gacha to that shit. They had a gacha.
He's not wrong, but you can't pay real money for it.
A single player game. My friend keeps telling me, my friend Killjoy keeps telling me it's not really that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You'll love it. And I'm like,
I'm going to lend you this game, Greg.
maybe one day. But before I do, I want to play the remastered version of Xenoblade Chronicles, which does look good. It does look really good, and less of a weeby, silly world, more of a serious. You know, they've got giant fucking
Greg, hit me up. I'm going to lend you a bunch of games, and you're going to play this shit.
mecha gods. Okay, Xenoblade Chronicles, the original, really has my interest. I just haven't had the time to play it. Moving on. Spent a lot of time on that. Yoshi's Island.
Greg loves Yoshi, so I'm going to assume he likes this. But the franchise is all over the place. First game's really good. Yoshi's story's terrible, and then the other one's quite good. So B tier.
And I will bundle in Yoshi's Story.
No, we hate Yoshi's Story.
Really solid games, particularly Yoshi's Island. I played a lot of Yoshi's Story back in the day. He was sort of my favorite Mario character. I'm gonna put.
Is this gonna?
Because I'm bundling in Yoshi's Story. If this was just Yoshi's Island, this could very possibly go in the A tier. But because it's
B tier, man.
Because it's just the Yoshi's franchise, I'm putting this in B tier. I'm putting this. I'm gonna put this right here.
Slowly climbing up. I love it.
Look, I really like Elite Beat Agents. Okay, I think that's fair. And finally,
so he's put Zelda, right? So this is clearly S tier. Is this going above Smash? I think so. It's weird with Greg because I know that, I know he loves Metroid. I know he loves Smash. I know he loves Zelda. I know he really likes a lot of the different Zelda games. However, I always think he likes Metroid more. But I got a feeling this is going to be top of the S tier above Smash.
last but not least, we get to Zelda. Now, it's just funny that this happened to come up last because it's alphabetical. That was not deliberate. But it's unfair. Like obviously, this goes in the S tier, right? And obviously, it goes at the top of the S tier. But I've seen people put Zelda in B tier.
Ah!
B tier. You fools! You wretch! Zelda. Not only does Zelda go at the top of the S tier.
Oh, he had a Zelda tier. Here's my one problem with this. Zelda. So let me be clear. I've never been the biggest Zelda fan. I appreciate the games have always been interesting and different. However, Nintendo started off with two massive franchises, one being Mario, one being Zelda. I could never, in my right mind, put Zelda above Mario for me. So this would have to be an S tier. Or you put Mario above the Zelda tier, which is just ridiculous at that point. But I can understand why he's done this, but I don't think it's because the series is all over the place in terms of quality. So it's kind of like there's not like a terrible Zelda game, but there are some that are a bit just like not nearly as good as the highs of the Zelda series are like high, and the low are kind of like medium ones. There's no like terrible games. Where I think Mario might be a little bit more consistent, but that's just my thoughts.
Because Zelda is one of the series that has continually innovated in all game franchises. This is the reason this franchise is still going, still alive. Like, yes, it got a bit boring there in the GameCube era. I think the least innovation was had with Twilight Princess.
Yeah, that's fair.
And to a lesser extent, Wind Waker and Skyward Sword.
He did have the wolf.
But these games are like, just, they never rest on their laurels. And every game is a top tier game. You know, you can make arguments that some of them like Phantom Hourglass maybe wasn't S tier. You could even say that it was only a B tier game. But then you got like Spirit Tracks. You got man, I think I'm gonna have to make a whole separate video for Zelda games, because Zelda games are bloody incredible. And then you just had Breath of the Wild come along and blow every other video game that's ever been made out of the water. This is how you do an open world, motherfucker. It inspired everyone, and now everyone's trying to copy it.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild is
nobody
incredible.
can, because it's fucking Nintendo.
Unless your name's Elden Ring.
And they always get there first, because they take the risks. So Zelda goes in the Zelda tier. End of story. So, that is my list. Had fun doing this, and I'm pretty happy with these rankings. Going over some of them, I don't think I would change these.
Advanced Wars should be an A.
But yeah, I saw some of these lists, and I felt like I had to correct them. This is the definitive, only correct list. These opinions are objective. In fact, it's not even opinion. I was just channeling
the facts. The facts.
Of my lizard friend Dende to channel pure truth and objectivity out there. But that's all for this.
All right, let's just go over what he's got here. So we've got Zelda at the top, which fair enough. Can't really argue with that. I definitely don't think it's over Mario, but other than that, S tier he's got Smash, Metroid, Paper Mario, Super Mario Brothers, Golden Sun, Kirby. Most of that I would agree with. I don't think Paper Mario is S tier, unfortunately, anymore. Golden Sun I haven't played, so I can't really speak to that. But the other games, yep. A tier, we've got Fire Emblem, Pokemon, Mario, Luigi, Star Fox, Donkey Kong. Okay, so the first biggest problem here is you've got Star Fox, Mario, Luigi, Pokemon, and Fire Emblem over Donkey Kong Country. I definitely would put Donkey Kong Country higher on the list. Personally, I prefer it to most of those other games. But, I think the franchise as a whole is just solid, except for Donkey Kong Country 3. That's probably the biggest letdown in my opinion, but otherwise I think your A tier list is good. B tier, we've got Advance Wars, which really should be an A tier. Animal Crossing is probably the spiciest pick, being in B tier. Splatoon, Elite Beat Agents is an interesting one. Yoshi's Island and those games kind of hit and miss. Luigi's Mansion, yeah. F-Zero, yeah. Mario Kart I think should be higher. I think that's another spicy pick. Party, Donkey Kong, Strikers, Tennis, I can see that being there. C tier, we got the Wii Sports kind of games. We got Dr. Mario, we got 1080, Wave Race, Punch Out, and Art Academy. I can see that as well, and then obviously the stuff he hasn't played. Obviously I disagree with him on Xenoblade. That's easily in there. Wario would be in there for me. Trading card game would be in there for me. Pilot Wings, Mario Maker. Mario Golf. There's tons of stuff here. I need to make my own tier list. Anyway, hopefully, like, this has been a lot of fun, actually. Reacting to this has been a lot of fun. This is the first time I've seen it. Complete raw reactions. And honestly, this has been an absolute blast. I will be putting the links for this video, Greg's channel, and I think he's got a Facebook and a Twitter as well. There will all be links down below if you want to go and check this stuff out yourself and go and give him a subscription or likes on his video. Me and Greg actually disagree on so much stuff. It's hilarious, but we also agree on a lot of things, and so I kind of had to. But thank you very much for watching this as always. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more content, hit subscribe. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below along with all of Greg's stuff. And until next video, I will see you then.